Hello, Leo. This is your timeless, the love variant reading. Please bear in mind that this reading could cover anything that wants to come up within the reading. It could be about singlehood, being partnered up, one or plenty. It could be being married, or about marriage or divorce. I'm not sure. Whatever wants to come up is what we are allowing ourselves to read upon. So please be mindful, Leo, that these messages may resonate more if you are a Sun, Rising, and or Jupiter position in the sign of Leo. However, if you're here for your moon sign being in the sign of Leo as well, you may be searching for emotional redemption that this reading may not provide. So I have various forms of links made available in the description box below for you to utilize and see whether or not any of those are of interest to you. There's a lot of throat chakra issues with Leo energy at this time, which is important to kind of consider as you are morphing into that annual year of your solar return. All right, we have the Weaver, rediscovery, transition, the Hunter, sure-footedness, predestination. Hold on, give me 1 second. I don't know if it's me or if it's a little... All right, anyway. Now, the Weaver and the Hunter. Someone may have had a near-death experience that really catapulted your energy into an awareness of what soul is, because you're alive and breathing, and in a way it's literally weaving a form of different perspective of life that you may have had before the incident. The Sleeper, cause and effect, clarity, and the Cartographer, a crossroads exploration. Yeah, so someone is maybe really going into tarot a bit too much. We say too much when you tap into too many collective readings or readers that read so many collective energies. That's all we can really do, or whatever. It doesn't matter. When you go to too many readers that you don't make yourself available for on a personal quest. Like you don't, that was such a confusing way to just say that you don't actually go out of your way and book a reading with anyone. That energy was just like, wait, what are you trying to do? Oh, okay. All right. And that's kind of like what is happening right now. It's like the message is very clear. You know about it. Like if you would just take a second to sit down and reflect and be with the information that you maybe know, because you know a lot of information. You're someone who's really gut hungry for wanting structure and stability and foundation. Okay, that foundation is really reliant on making sense of the things that you feel beyond the realms of seeing things physical form, and making them flow as naturally as possible with that gut hungry feeling that you have, that allows you to kind of still be the seeker, the hunter in this life. And being able to meditate through that process is where I'm getting that sleeper energy. The meditative process is allowing yourself to be lucid and aware, and in the action of being maybe catapulted back into an awareness of a void that you may have, if that message resonated with you. Having a near-death experience puts you in that same momentum of what we would say peace, because that peace is filled with chaos, but that chaos is a form of security that gives you the identity factor of being connected to it, that you are also not being hunted when you're connected to that energy, and you feel an interconnectedness with all that you seem to know, Leo, that what ultimately is a challenge is debate. Putting yourself in a position where you have to debate what it is you know is coming up with a mockery of doing it a bit with a bit of a machismo character. Like, you almost want to put a form of royalty upon what it is that you're feeling. When, although it's not a bad thing, because what it is that you're connected to is of royal richness of light. So it's not about that. It's about it's about disciplining the ego to not walk around flaunting the secrets of what you do know. More so humbling yourself to speak when spoken to, when somebody is curious to know what it is that you know. There is a bit of an emotional manipulation happening, that when you think you know better, you want to almost like involve other people, but you do it with a manipulative tactic that if the other person isn't aware of it, you're kind of making them your little minions working for you, just because you know how to get things done, or maybe even having the dialogue how to get things done, right? But meanwhile, you're very sloppy still, Leo, so it doesn't make it a very, let's say, an adequate leadership of a role that you want to fulfill if you're still sloppy. Okay, so clean up your shit is what I'm hearing, okay, before you go around holding people accountable for their shit. So synchronicities might be happening for you a lot right now. Trying to understand them is to not try to understand them in the way that you want to search for meaning in the books that you read, in the information that you try to research. Replay that message if you have to. It's not going to come out the same way again. All right, I mean, you feel like you're off to a good start. All right, this card was about to come up before and it came out. So you feel like you're in a good start because, like I said, there's a level of sure-footedness also from this card here, right? The Hunter, where to be feeling very secure means that you're going to get double-edged sword of karmic justice done onto you, Leo, because you know better. You have walked with the knowing of wanting to delve into psychedelics and the conversation of controlled substance, maybe also been on the abusive end of it, maybe had drug issues, abuse issues, emotional abuse issues, victim of such, or victim of even sexual abuse, or just any type of abuse that can be put onto a humanitarian aspect, you know of. And you know of in such an integrated way that it has humbled your experience to know that you can't control the narrative that everyone pretty much fears to ever come across in life. But at the same time, watching out for that emotional manipulation that you can do very well. You will be called out on your bluff. That's what I'm hearing. All right. Let it make sense to someone. Anyway, so that slow pace is coming from Virgo energy, by the way, because the galactic like of coming and going with connectedness of feminine energy of ether is to know it through that lens. And that lens has catapulted into knowing that, and research has it apparently, that people have come together and decided, you know what? These facts prove that the Milky Way galaxy is a Virgo energy. So, hey, now it's going to come forth through the viciousness of coming in with the connection that we all share with the ether of eternal antenna to what is. And what is will be a continuum, because there was a stoppage at one point, and we all thought the world was going to end. The crystal children all thought that the world was going to end. Indigenous folks made a folklore that the prophecy of the rainbow children to return, and consider it all having been done already in a way that they have returned. And the richness of the soil on all of earth vibration will be more so interconnected in ways of this dove here, appreciating the resurrection of life and death and those ancestors, and bringing the frutality back and walking with thy ancestors much louder than it could have been in the last 20 years, especially here on the United States gridlock of earth vibration. So the dimensions are coming in much stronger. Clarity is to be found. Security is available. And interconnectedness with those people that you see to want to have in your social environment are readily available for you. It's more so being able to understand the eye-to-eye connection that's still missing with you and other individuals that will humble your experience of maybe not going too high on the ego, and also not allowing yourself to go too low on your ego. Really enjoying that Queen of Pentacles approach to that resurrected feeling of emotional well-being and emotional connectedness, or wanting to reinvigorate, revive emotional connectivity with not only yourself but other individuals again. Look at that. With other individuals again with the Two of Cups energy. Okay, soulmate energy. Beautiful energy to come in and say that the negative tone that you I'm hearing feel and fear at the same time. So those things are true at the same moment, although you can't say it at the same time, right? And the feeling of fear is feeling fear and fear at the same time. So that singular aspect cannot be finited with one word. So that proves that galactic light, in layman's terms, has a ruling to kind of obliterate any type of dialogue that you think you cannot achieve with an individual, because human connectedness is a form of breaking the etheric field that we have with one another. And if you felt to participate in a narrative of keeping your distance of 6 feet and putting a mask on, you've become desensitized over time, and it's now almost time to kind of like reboot you into a normal functioning human being again. And the reason why I say normal is to not say that there's something abnormal now, because normalcy is overrated anyway. It's to trigger something within your mind that if you feel offended by something, then you feel like you also resonate with it. Now, if you feel guilty about it, then it could mean that you're just a victim of abuse and you just don't know how to channel in the right type of dialogue to have with your brain to be able to understand the feeling at the moment. Or it could be a level of greed and envy, where the need to feel the control of a narrative and be machismo about it is having a lack of discipline and lack of understanding and perhaps compassion with not only yourself and with others. Either way, those two opposite forces of energy don't need so much dialogue unless the person needs to hear the dialogue. It can be achieved with an entrance of a room, an exit of the room, sharing a conversation in the vicinity of people and seeing whether or not the natural pulse of their heart resonates with you. That's how organic you can have an earthly experience. But the more you put shit in your hands that distracts your mind from thinking and have an imagination, the more you become disconnected the moment you actually hold your hands, and then feel lost in figuring out what that energy is, because you don't even know what the energy once maybe was. So the false narrative that is starting to happen is people being warped into a dialogue that the more relationships you have, the better you will feel, right? So whether you can understand the different types of relationships you have and why you, Leo, need to have them to feel fulfilled will help you understand what is missing or already there, just misplaced in seeing the gem, the clue right in front of you, because you have yet to have like personal aha moments to make sure that you can actually trust perhaps this person that I'm seeing feminine energy with long hair. You're almost like looking at this person like if you can't believe it, and this can't believe it energy is still filled with a bit of fear. Now it's starting to come up that I've shared that energy with you before if you're a returning listener to this channel. But together, this energy is seeing synchronicities, all right? They're both individuals wanting to look at their life and understand love and come together and make something really big out of that, all right? Really mastering the 1111, not for the quest of soulmate, all right? Not for the quest of twin flame, but for the quest of understanding structure of life and then mastering who you are in the mirror, because that is an ongoing battle. And once you can understand that war and the peace in who you are in the mirror, you will be able to have an even much better understanding why one-to-one connected relationships with one or two people or more, whatever, can be absolutely empowering at that point, because you are staggering your health with wellness and understanding that even fault lines have the ability to give you a stepping stone to what you may need in this life to achieve for the ultimate highest version of vibration that you long to learn about into receiving again. Because there will be a point where you may have reached it already as well, that you have gone into a high vibration of maybe being high and seeing things, that remembering them in this timeline when you go back to work or you have a social engagement, it's like such a remarkable feeling for you, that it naturally kind of does its work to kind of shush the fear that a doomsday would happen. Because to wonder about a doomsday, Leo, would be to completely neglect all the fruits and labors that you have not only achieved up to this point, but all the abundance that you're around right now with the Queen of Pentacles energy. Look at that. Two people are really loving their individual soul and learning how to beautify their interconnectedness through the engagement with each other. It's fascinating. It's not, this is an energy not to get excited for, because there is no excitement. Okay? This is not an energy to hope for, because this requires work. This is an energy to bend the rules for, because you two are rule benders. It is a clicking like no other, that the more you focus on trying to change the dialogue or even manipulate the dialogue, you realize you're putting yourself into a bit of a bluffing like misstep by focusing on the wrong thing with the Two of Wands here. But that's just a glitch in the making. That's just to give you a better perspective on what could be if you would stop paying attention, because right now you are paying attention to this unity. And by unifying the understanding of what you have now and unifying it with the connection. It's literally a 1 plus 1 equals 11. And that 11 has catapulted into a third party of a triangle of the relationship working out. This is a very slow energy. This has nothing to do, though, with how slow it takes to come into your life. It's absolutely nothing to do with the timeline of anticipation of the calendar days. This is low frequency, sacral chakra. Tap into that vibration with Earth. Be of Earth and listen out to what he or she has to say to you on the topics that you have so many questions and curiosity about, because you will be highly surprised how much he or she is so eager to purify that lust of curiosity and just having you, Queen of Pentacles, pay attention. Justice. Like I said, that beautiful energy of justice wanted to come in and solidify the connection. Some of you are trying to like 1 plus 1 equals 11 and 11 equals the triangle of 3. How? I'm being told not to explain it in this reading, so I won't. So, back into justice. The clue is your third eye. All right, now to understand 1 plus 5, this is 15, is to understand a 1 plus 5 here is a 6. And that 6 is here to harmonize the energy that is the ruler of all of Earth vibration. And since all of Earth vibration, it is from every moment to within the moment, very secular and very chaotic at the same time. There is no one formula that fits all, but there is one tune for everyone, and that tune has the right song and dance, the right concoction of rhythm and minor and major notes, chords, all right, the sharps and the fucking flats, all right? It has the right tune it needs to not only provide you what it is that you see as you are on this earth vibration, but he, she, or it, or them are doing a great job at making sure that human stays humble. And for that, we can say the narrative of fear. Because if we say fear is near, well then you will be more dear to me, which is a false narrative to have. A lot of people try to love through that fear because they feel the dawning of something. They want to hold on to something more and more because that means that there may be getting more of it. The universe hates that shit. You put a chokehold in anything, it will literally take your breath away so that you will be choking. That's how much earth energy can really dictate your every waking moment without giving a damn to your feelings, because your feelings is a gift to the experience of life that is okay to forget. But when it comes to listening out to all these readers, ladies and gentlemen, in between and beyond, there has to come a point where you realize in a mirror that due justice is not being made. Not just because you think, because you don't book a personal reading, no one's going to come out and get you. It doesn't work that way. You're already gotten, you're already seen, as much as you already heard, as much as you already found. Whether you believe it or not, you feel it, that truth, because the tune of that song is just too damn good. Like I said, you like structure. You can see here the 7 here kind of coming through here, that number of sovereignty, number of individualism, number of security that makes his way up the ankh and around of femininity and divinity to be able to understand when it has mastered the masculinity and then reroutes itself into the rooting of security. Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, it's real. It's real. Queen of Pentacles here again. For you to understand, feminine energy dictates the love that you feel. It's not masculine, it's God's energy. And it's not to say that God isn't feminine. It's just the energy that you feel, that in the quest of you allowing it to, that's feminine energy. When you are not allowing energy and you need guidance, it's masculine energy that comes vibrating through the ether to discipline what it is that you need. Daddy energy. Feminine energy moves the swaying of left and right, east and west, west and east, to be able to understand the fluidity of the the top part of the feminine energy of an ankh. That fluid, the circular aspect, all right? The top half of the ankh not being a perfect circle for a reason. Almost looks like a teardrop if you look a little closer, right? Upside down teardrop. Almost like a fallen angel appeal. It can't be held up anymore, so I had to fall to this last drop. This reading is very powerful. Mm-hmm. Nine of Cups. There's a lady in your life that makes something very fruitful, very luscious, very forgiving, humble, mature, and very tangible. This energy makes it very tangible, easy to attain things, very full of laughter, full of glee, full of smiles, full of vivaciousness. It's beautiful energy. And whether this is a spirit guide of yours or literally an emblem that's you have a blessing to look at in your life, this is such an energy that blesses you for setting out wanting to come across it in your life when you were a child, Leo. You have to go back into the memory bank because the secrets lies there. All your memories are not real, but the things that you remember, they are. Oh, that's too many. Page of Pentacles. Oh, let's go in here. Okay. Page of Pentacles. So as you can see, this is interesting. She wants me to put this here. So this is more like, you see obviously what you see, but imagine this was the top of an actual pyramid. It's going into understanding why the triangle came in. All right, follow me here. So the triangle, I said 1 + 1 = 11, and 11 is the trifecta of the triangle, okay? And ultimately, you like structure and stability. I mentioned all that, right? So we can draw a triangle, and it's a triangle. You can draw a pyramid, and then it can become a four-sided figure, all right? Because now all of a sudden, this triangular thing has a dimension towards it. So it's almost like they're looking at the top of the pyramid, the viewpoint right on top. And then all of a sudden that viewpoint is that square. If you go back into readings and realize the soulmate energy, everyone loves 1111, soulmate energy, 4 of Wands. What? Hello, 4 of Wands comes up. Woo, woo, you must love me, all right? So again, being on the pursuit of knowing your third eye is the fucking message here, not where you want to go. It's what's emanating through you, literally through you and your existence. You are the memory bank. You are the engine. You give the green light, the yellow light, and when you need to, you have to address the red light, okay? You have to. Because if you don't, the red light will be dawned onto you, and you have a misguided viewpoint of justice. So the Page of Pentacles is learning how to balance a sense of stability, integrity with all that of which it knows and has already discovered with their third eye. A lot of alchemy here, all right? A lot of knowing of alchemy. Knight of Pentacles, yeah, a lot of knowing of the alchemy of the structure of earth, fire, wind, and air. Someone should write more, keeping a journal. Someone should dress up and go out. Page of Wands, yeah, dress up and go out. 6 of Pentacles, you'll have a good time. Oh, no more, okay. Get out there, have some fun. Enjoy thyself. There's a guardian angel above you that will help you feel secure. Yeah, look at that. 4 of Wands is here. There's a guardian angel watching you. Oh, man. Protect your third eye, all right? And I don't mean slap a crystal on it, because that is not going to help protect you. If anything, put some crystals by your ankles. All right, you need groundedness, stability. Get the crystals away from your head for the next. You don't need any crystals near your head, to be honest. You don't. This is not about needing to heighten anything. This is about securing what it is you already know. Remove those crystals bedazzling around your head if you need to understand what that feels for a moment. However many moments you need. They can go back on. You don't even have to remove them. They like it. They love that shit. And you know who I'm talking to. Yep, like I said, they love that shit. You love that shit. They love what you love. Just make it make sense. And for the Lord, that doesn't all make sense. And that's the whole purpose. That's the whole point of it all. It's a spitting representation of how humanity is trying to figure it out from the echelons of how long humanity has been rocking along. What's that? What's that, Leo? What's that? Why is that 3 of Cups there, right? Some of you are so worried. I think this is a cruel game by the ether at this point, because it's just a minor arcana at the end of the day. But everyone gets fucked up with this card. Who that? Who that person over there running their mouth, trying to get my man, trying to get my woman? I get it. Been there. Oh man. That narrative is a fuck show. Fuck show. Alright? However the energy is here, so let's talk about it. What is the third party energy? Before I pull any cards, let me see. It's not a person. And that's all you need to know. If it's not a person, you don't have shit to worry about. Third party means that in order to understand the triangular aspect of who you are, you need to be able to understand a third pillar is needed to this dynamic of a relationship. Whether that's a third person or a structure built between two people, you gotta figure it out. Whether it's understanding your ego, your super ego, and your shadow, or the Trinity, me, myself, and I don't know. But something's missing to get that full mold filled of knowing the third eye potential power here. I'm not taking these. Oh, she's having a good time. All right, 2 swords. Yeah, she ain't gonna reveal the secret. You're gonna feel your shadow, but what is there to feel you? This everything feels so damn good. Come on now. The indecision has to lie there in order to make you feel a bit more confident with all the decisions that have been made to be more secure, right? The ones that offer you that abundance factor of feeling pretty wealthy at any form in life right now. And this has nothing to do with money in your pocket. I mean, if this is about how much money is in your bank account, this whole reading didn't make sense to you. All right, the cord is cut is the message here. Very clear here also with the 2 of swords here. The cord is cut. All right, so whether or not you're being told yourself over and over again, or you tap into a collective reading over and over again by different readers and over and over and over and over, hear the same thing, he or she coming back, blah, blah, blah. The cord is fucking cut. But your memory has you fooled, and that's why it's confusing the shit out of you. And that's why secure your ankles. Someone had a faulty Reiki session. I'm not even going to fucking explain that. Fuck that shit. I'm not getting into that. All right. Shadow work is addressing difficult things in life. And dreams need to be... I never fixed this card. Dreams need to be interpretation. What is this? Dreams need to be interpreted. Dreams need interpretation. However, that whole card needs interpretation. All right, ladies and gentlemen, all those in between and beyond, I'm wishing you a wonderful morning, noon, or night, wherever you are in the ether of this time and space. May you keep flowing, growing, and glowing. Take care.